You know what I'm saying? Duck listening to like Silk and R. Kelly and Silk and, old school. He can sing. He actually was one who can sing. I don't know where this rap come from, but then I thought about it with 18 people in the house and everybody mama's in the street. You can't do nothing but roast each other. So y'all really having a family roast section.
Yeah.
That's where the come from.
Right.
All right. So with you living on 63rd, when was the first time you realized, like, all right, this might not be the best area for us to be living
I
in?
moved in 2012. Them kids follow me everywhere I went.
No, not the year, but like, what was the first incident where you was like, I don't know if this is a good area for us to be living? Like, any altercations started happening? When did you notice, like, I don't know about 63rd?
The first thing, because when Tuka died, we wasn't living on 63rd. I was living on 62nd at Wabash. So when Tuka passed away, we wasn't even living over there. We was living past 600, past O Block, like 62nd and Wabash. But I would say when Kyra died, because she died, like when my twin died, the one that passed away, she was like the mascot. Like, she threw up L's. Like, she was so spunky. Her name was Leandria. So that's why she threw up the L for her name. I don't want to get it confused like the baby gang banging and shit. No, it wasn't nothing like that. She was so smart, like, and everybody loved her. Jakira, Delon, like, she would fight. Like, if y'all try to play with Delon, she was like, no, don't touch him. And like, this how she was. Like, they really babysitted them kids while me and Rhodey went outside and shit. And ain't no telling what they used to do while we was gone. But they were in the house. They wasn't bothering nobody. So I figured it was okay. I know I stayed active in them kids' life for a reason. I didn't know it back then, like the day Taquan got killed. My last speech to them was like, God's will be done, y'all. Y'all be careful out here. And then 30 minutes later, they calling me saying Taquan been shot.
Is Taquan the little kid that always used to be with Jakira? Like,
yes, the little boy with the ring, yes, who stayed at my house, like all these kids. All of them.
All right, so a question I do have, so who was like Duck's main friends that you used to see around all the time coming to your house? Like, who was his main pack of crew that he was with?
All the Don't get me started. Like, okay. Well, it was always him, Delon, and DJ. Him, DJ, and Young, because they went to school together. They went to Emmett Till together. And it was always them that came up with the Flyboy gang because they want to rap and they fly and freaking all the girls were going with 3 friends and they fighting over them and shit like that. That was, but I don't know where this shit came from. I remember one day I had to go to Hyde Park and get my son with my brother because he hadn't got into it with Vaughn.
You got into it with who?
With Vaughn.
All right.
So I had to go and get him.
And this was the first time you ever heard of Vaughn?
Yeah, this was really the first time that I ever heard of him around that time. And when he got locked up, people was safe shit in that era.
When King Von got locked up?
Yeah. When he got locked up for that little incident and all the other hitters that was left out there. And, as history goes, when it come to drill stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I didn't grow up like that. My kids ain't grow up like that. I don't give a fuck what people try to say. They grew up with respect, morals. Ain't nobody finna blame me for no shit for what no grown-ass kids decide to do with their own will. They knew right from wrong. It wasn't like they weren't taught. So, I was I've been running since I was 2. Like, I got lost in the blizzard of 79, Adam. Read about that. The Chicago blizzard of 79, the snow was taller than that fucking stand right there. And it got so bad to where I was 4 years old and my mama used to have to put the bar stool on the door because I would literally wait till everybody go to sleep and just go out. And 2 men found me one day. And before they called the police, they followed the footsteps to the 5th floor. And my mama realized I wasn't in the house. And from that day on, anything, I done been through some shit, but just that, from that, and I still remember this. And I'm 48 years old. I remember this. Traumatic stuff you don't forget. I don't care. I still remember stuff when I was 2.
Yeah.
So traumatic stuff that's traumatic in your life, you will never forget that. And the fact that these men could have did anything to me. See, that's how I was growing. You couldn't do that now. Motherfuckers found a little baby out and looked fucked up. They ain't no telling what they'll do to the baby. But I was blessed to run into some men that followed my footsteps back to the building. And when they finally, we stayed on the 5th floor. And when they finally got to the floor, my mama opened the door and they was like, man, we found this baby just in the park trying to swing on the swing. So she ran in the back. She saw one there. She came back. She snatched me out their arms. First thing my mama did was looked over me. I will never forget this. Just to make sure. And they was like, no, ma'am, we wouldn't have did. They had me wrapped in their coats because it was so cold. And they was like, we just wanted, before we called the police, we just was going to knock on every door in this building before we turned her over to the police. Anybody could have grabbed me.
That's a crazy story.
That is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody could have grabbed me. And so that let me know I got a purpose here. I didn't know that I was going to lose all these kids. I didn't know that I was going to lose all these loved ones. But I'm just glad that I'm not by the E-way with a cup, stopping traffic.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
pray for them people because you never know what they went through in their life that got them to their point.
I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com. We officially started a blog. It has in-depth articles about current events, music, etc., plus all of our content in terms of podcasts, interviews, etc. And you can get some exclusive new merch if you check out NoJumper.com. So make sure you tap in.